what's happening everyone, and welcome on back to the channel. As always, I appreciate you stopping by and just checking out the channel, watching the video, whatever you're here for. Appreciate you stopping by. Let's go ahead and listen to some Bob Dylan. It's been a long time since we've listened to him, and honestly, I just figure I should get more reacquainted with him and his work. We've listened to Blood on the Tracks quite a while ago, so let's just go ahead and listen to some more. Let's listen to the track Blowin' in the Wind. This is off of the album The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, which was released in 1963. I know that this is one of his more well-known, popular tracks. There's always a chance that as soon as it starts, I might recognize it, but as far as I know, I don't. So let's go ahead and listen to it. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. Oh God, it's coming.
How many roads, yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly? Yes, his head and pretend that he just doesn't see.
That's a great line.
For he can hear people cry.
I like the change in questions.
Yes, and how.
Okay, so this song also starts off his album, just to throw it out there. So with a track like this, I think the lyrics are obviously going to be the focal point. That is the more important part of the song. The music, it's nice, but it's more of a vehicle to get the message across, and we are the passenger in listening to the song. Yeah, like I said, the guitar playing is nice. I like the harmonica touches. Dylan sounds good. That's really all there is to talk about instrumentally. But let's talk about the lyrics, because there's some depth in here, and there's a little bit of a change in the questions, I feel, when it gets to the third verse there. Let's dive into this a little bit. Let's dive into this. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? There's no answer to that, right? Okay. How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? Now we're leading. Bob Dylan was leading with those questions, and now he's led to this. He's led to war. He's led to bloodshed and what follows. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. So what does he mean by that? Well, there's ambiguity just littered throughout this track. I love a song that has a question and answer format, and I especially like it when the answer is, like I said, a little ambiguous. There could be multiple answers. There could be no answers. What does he say? The answer is blown in the wind. Here's what I think. When I think of blown in the wind, I think of like, let's think of a paper bag just blowing in the wind, right? You're just watching the paper bag blow in the wind. No, that's actually not, that's not a good example. Let's use, all right, you're walking down the street. Let's say you're at the hot dog vendor at the corner. You pull out your wallet, you pull out the dollar to give it to the vendor, and your dollar flies away from you, right? The dollar is your answer. What are you going to do for that dollar? You're going to chase that thing that's blown in the wind. So when he's saying the answer is blown in the wind, I feel like he's saying you got to go find it. It's valuable. The answer to these questions is valuable. So go find it. Put some action. Put some thought into it. More than thought, action. Like do something about it. Go find out. Go find the answer. And then once you find that answer, share it with everyone else. Yes, and how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? Always with, the cannonball at the end of the stanza. How many times can a person turn their head and ignore, not face the tragedies that are taking place from where they turn their head? How many times? It's blown in the wind. And then here's what I like. Here's the third verse. Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? It should be a pretty obvious kind of answer, right? Like it's simple. You just look up. I mean, not me because there's a roof, but like you just look up. How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? Well, most people have 2 ears, so like these are softball questions, right? Like, okay, these are easy. You can get an answer to these. Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? That's, once again, that's the bomb at the end of the stanza. He gave us easy softball questions that should be easily answered, easily attainable. And then, once again, he throws in the deeper question. The answer is blowing in the wind. You got to go find it. You got to pursue it. Says that this song was released as a single and included, of course, on this album. It's described as a protest song. Let's see. It was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1994, ranked number 14 on the 500 greatest songs of all time. Despite not charting when first released, it has gained much radio airplay, peaking at number 3 in France on their airplay chart. There's a lot of information about this particular song and track. I mean, a lot. Dylan originally wrote and performed a 2-verse version of the song, its first public performance in 1962. Shortly after this, he added a middle verse to the song. There's published versions with the lyrics in reverse and extra stuff in there. So there's apparently a lot of different drafts, I guess you could say, of this particular song. It says the theme may have been taken from a passage in Woody Guthrie's autobiography, Bound for Glory, in which Guthrie compared his political sensibility to newspapers blowing in the winds of New York City streets and alleys. And like I said, there's a lot of information about this track. It's been covered a bunch of times. It's appeared in a bunch of songs. Or a bunch of places, I should say, not in a bunch of songs. But yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Oh, I thought, all right, so I saw this little fact. I said, all right, it says hip-hop group Public Enemy reference it in their 2007 Dylan tribute song, Long and Winding Road. I thought it was going to say that they covered it, and I'm like, that's awesome. I love it when music spans and travels across genres, when it steps out, right? I mean, to me, like, not to get like all like into music and stuff like that, but that's what we're here for. Like, music is for everybody, and it's like the one thing we all have to express ourselves in whatever way, in whichever genre we choose to express it, whether that's screaming in some death metal or like rapping in hip hop or playing some saxophone in jazz. Like, but we're all expressing similar feelings in different ways, and I think that connects us, and I just thought that was a cool little nod from Public Enemy. Anyways, that's it. That's the video. Let me know what you guys thought of the track. You can let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, as always, for being here. You can press the like button before you leave. If you want, you can subscribe. It helps me out a little bit. And if you like, you can support the channel on Patreon for as little as $2 a month. You don't have to, obviously. But yeah, it helps. It goes a long way. So thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your day, guys. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.